way is the right way, I might say. Nobody doing it better, y'all some lightweights. Malik Wright, up all day and all night, pushing all the buttons up to something till it's alright. He looking at it from all sides and angles, got a stripes on his body like he played for the Bengals. Oh man, there's no one discussing it. They came, they stayed, they either did it or done it. Man, I love it, cause all they ever do is win. So kick back, relax, the team.
Joining us for another episode of Free Agency Frenzy Day 2, covered by the Right Way Sports Network, TWSN, on the Sitdown Malik Wright's YouTube channel. Sorry for the wait. I was really trying to hold off on even doing the show, trying to figure out if we were going to do the show at 7 p.m. Honestly, trying to get some more information on those things. There's a good chance that we could be live again tonight. We'll figure that out as it goes, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
But I will say that the Bengals aren't done. I'll start that off by that. The Bengals aren't done. Bengals, I still expect them to add a guard, maybe even two, and there'll be more to come on that. Obviously, we want to get into some of the bigger signings that sort of happened today. But before we do, make sure you guys do us a favor. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you guys never miss when we go live or upload content from the TWSN studios. One thing I want to start off and say, Daniel, before we jump into everything is just because a team is active, it does not mean that, doesn't mean that they've won free agency.
Yep.
And vice versa. Just because a team is extremely non-active, it does not mean that a team is losing free agency. That's the biggest thing I want to make sure that I get home with this. Some people see the activity of the Minnesota Vikings as, the Minnesota Vikings are killing it. The Minnesota Vikings are crushing it. I personally thought Will Fry's contract was horrendous, personally. Yeah. $88 million over 5 years, right? That came in about 17 and a half, maybe a little more than 17 and a half million annually for a guy that really didn't show much, in his 4 seasons. Last year was his best year to date thus far, and we only got a 5-game sample size of him playing at a really, really elite level. I don't think that those are waters that we want, we ever wanted the Bengals to sort of swim in. Daniel, I want to get what your thoughts are so far on the Will Fry's contract, because I think a lot of people are looking at it and they're looking at, hey, you know what? Why didn't the Bengals go after him? For me, I would be kicking myself if the Bengals, we already know that, hey, we don't like to necessarily go out there, right, and sign big money for agents.
Yeah.
We obviously want them to be a difference maker. Could you imagine if they would have allocated those resources to a guy like a Will Fry's, right? And then you think about it and it blew up in their faces. And then it sort of stopped them from doing that in the future. Will Fry's absolutely was not the guy to do that for. That's just my thoughts. Dan, what are your thoughts, though?
Yeah, I think when you look at, Will Fry's and the Minnesota Vikings in general, it's something that they're going about it as if this is their Super Bowl window. And for me, the Minnesota Vikings, I'm looking at it, man. I'm a big fan of JJ McCarthy. Let me just say this, right? I'm a big fan of what I saw. Obviously him at Michigan, he didn't have to do a whole lot, but Malik, he is one of the most pure talented quarterbacks. When people see McCarthy, they think quote unquote game manager, and that's the role he played at Minnesota or at Michigan. But this dude has all the talent in the world. Where I'm going with this is he is still 23 years old, Malik. And when I look at they're going about this, Jonathan Allen, they gave him an absolute bag. Byron Murphy, they gave him an absolute bag. They're throwing money and they're going after this window right now. And that's what concerns me a little bit, because you've got a guy, McCarthy, who hopefully you're looking at it. Hey, we want to win 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road. But to allocate this for Will Fry's, you're putting yourself, you're back up against the wall and you're saying, hey, we're going for it now. And when you look at how the contract, was laid out, same thing with Jonathan Allen, they gave that dude a ton of money. So all around, when I look at the Vikings and Will Fry's in particular, he is, and this is a prediction, he is going to be the top paid, interior offensive lineman. When you look at the rest of these guys, I doubt Becton's going to make more. I doubt Tevin Jenkins is going to make more. So that's kind of the top tier. And I think that it's a positive when you look at these other guys. I think the fact that Becton is still out here, the fact that Tevin Jenkins is still out here, I do think that there is, a little bit of these guys aren't going to make as much, and maybe they aren't going to get a 5-year contract. So the fact that they went out and they gave him also, like I said, a 5-year contract, they're putting their backs up against the wall and saying, hey, regardless of how this guy's going to come back for an injury, we're putting our money in his bag. And when we look at a guy like Tevin Jenkins, same thing with Becton, I don't know if I'd be comfortable giving these guys 5-year contracts. That's just me. So I think all around this is a good thing. And I think that there was a clear sentiment when you look at how the NFL viewed a Fries versus Becton and Jenkins, and maybe not how the NFL viewed them, but the Minnesota Vikings. So I say all that, Malik, to say the guard market, there wasn't a ton of moves the first 2 days. Obviously, Fries, James Dane, there's a lot of guys that got signed, but you still have Risner on the market. You still have Becton. You still have Jenkins. You still have a lot of these guys still on the market, these older guys, the Brandon Scherfs. So all around, Will Fries, a little bit of an overpay, but as we say in the NFL draft, it only takes one team to do it. And the Minnesota Vikings, they threw the bag for Will Fries, and I just personally wouldn't have done that. So I'm kind of glad that got sorted out early, because when you look at the Bengals, I would have been a little frustrated, and I doubt that they would have given him that five-year contract. But diving into some more of these, I thought there was a couple of very interesting moves. The San Francisco 49ers, right, got rid of Leonard Floyd, said, hey, you can walk, sign with the Atlanta Falcons. It pretty much seems like they're walking in Joey Bosa to pair with his brother. It kind of seems like that's the pathway they want to go. When you look at the 49ers defensive line, they're a lot older, but they got rid of, their interior defensive tackle. They got rid of Leonard Floyd. So it seems like Nick Bosa's or Joey Bosa's a perfect landing spot for them. And another one which was interesting was the Houston Texans, right? Same thing, building off of what we talked about yesterday. When you transfer it from,
I just want to ask everybody, is there an audio video lag? We've seen a lot of that in the comment section. Obviously we would want things to run as smoothly as possible. As always, things don't always run a little smoothly as possible as always, which is why we started a little bit late too. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Let us know down below if there is an off, if it's off, is it make or break? Can it still work, or is it one of those things where you guys need to say restart the whole damn video? Let's wait. Let's just wait. I want to see what the comments are saying in the comment section. If it's not something that we could work through, then we'll restart this whole damn thing. If it is it terrible though? When you're saying it's lagging, is it something we should restart? If we'll restart it, we'll do that. All right. So people are saying, yep, audio is not synced. All right. So what we're gonna do? Damn, we've never had to do this before. We are going to it's off by 2 seconds. I can deal. It's fine. Yeah, it's off, but it'll work. All right, cool. If you guys don't want us to restart it, we'll keep it going. Definitely a lag. Looks like a Japanese Godzilla movie. Oh man. Okay. It's fine. Send it. It's not close. LOL. It's okay. We're getting a lot of mixed reactions. What do you think we should do, Daniel? What do you think we should do?
Man, I mean, I think you can keep it rolling. I can go in the back and figure it out. But
somebody said it's Michael O'Hara, of course. The
pretty egregious.
Pretty egregious. Oh yeah, always Michael O'Hara, of course. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna restart this thing, and we're gonna jump right back in. All right, so deal. Let's end this thing. Let's jump right back in. And then we'll go from there.